Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Bianca. I am a freedom consciousness priestess. If you're wondering what the heck that is, well, I activate the codes of freedom so that you can live in your highest confidence, abundance, expansion, purpose, and desired reality of your dreams. It's possible for everyone. We just need to release the limits and activate freedom in our DNA, in our consciousness, in our mind, in our patterns, in our programming, in our beliefs, etc. If you are new here, welcome. It's nice to see you or nice to meet you. If you are returning, welcome back. I appreciate you and I love you. Today, I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a while. I'm just sharing some Palo Santo with you, which is I'm going to do a divine feminine tarot card reading and Reiki session. If you are seeing this when I'm recording it, it is January of 2026. Today is January 26th of 2026. There are some significant astrology transits that are happening today, which you can definitely see in the collective as a whole. I am not like the best astrologer. I'm like a lightweight astrologer, so I'm not going to comment on the specific transits themselves, but I recommend that you look into them because they're very interesting. There are new transits that they're not like lightweight transits that happen monthly. They're like really big ones that haven't happened in the last 80 years or so. So it has really been shifting the energy collectively, and I have been noticing that as a whole in what we are experiencing here in the United States as a collective, as a society. And it's really interesting to watch, especially from the perspective of understanding that the divine always organizes for its highest order. So even in the midst of chaos, fear, control based programming, everything is always happening for best possible outcomes, highest case scenario, and the best timeline. We are, and I know that if you've been here before, I've mentioned this before, going through a very huge collective shift. Um, the collective consciousness is coming online, becoming more aware, becoming more spiritual, whether that be religious or new age or old age or whatever it is. But really tapping into your own intuition, into your own choice, into your own autonomy, into your own power, and into your own freedom, which it's just been really, it's honestly been amazing to watch as the collective comes online and the awareness becomes sentient, I guess I should say. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but here we go. Anyway, if you're new here, if you haven't watched one of these before, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tap into the Divine Feminine Collective. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Messages will come up regarding what are really the messages that, or what I'm really trying to channel here for you is expectations, maybe what to help you release some fear, some calming. It's not really a predictability thing that I'm going to go in, but just kind of what to expect for the beginning of 2026, maybe January 2026, and what to expect going through this shift. I think is really what I want to ease the most from the energy that I'm experiencing collectively, that I have experienced myself. It's really important for you to be grounding yourself right now. So have really good grounding practices. Get outside where you can. I know it's cold in some places, but it really is beneficial getting outside, maybe even letting the cold air hit your face. Taking warm showers or warm baths, maybe spending some time off screen, so no social media, journaling, meditating, doing yoga, dancing, listening to music, spending time with friends, enjoying your cup of coffee, having a gratitude list. All of those things will help calm your nervous system, especially as we move through expansion, because the more that we move through expansion, the more chaotic it might feel, because what's really happening as a collective is the things that we are no longer tolerating are coming to the surface. And when we decide or we become aware of the things that we no longer want to tolerate, we have to kill them off. And this is not like physically, this is metaphorically. So beliefs, patterns, programmings, ideologies, actions, behaviors, all those kinds of things. So if I feel called to it, I will do Reiki healing to cleanse, pull, heal during this. But let's go ahead and let's get into it. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for the Divine Feminine Collective for January 2026. What does the Divine Feminine need to know? Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. We got 4, and they just kind of flew out here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is I'm going to show you the cards. The first one is the 6 of Pentacles. So I'm just going to go ahead and show them to you. Here, hold on. The 6 of Pentacles. This one is the Queen of Swords. The 8 of Wands. And the 5 of Pentacles. So this is really interesting. Okay. I feel like I do want to do Reiki, so let me tap into that really quick. All right, so the first message I'm really receiving is to try and release this sense of fear that you might be having. So the 6 of Pentacles, I mean, the way that the entirety, the messages as a whole here, and without, I'm going to read the cards individually, but the messages as a whole here is really giving everything that I just said, which is like there's community, there's like this collective community action that's taking place. It's really fast, it's forward moving. We're in this space of really discerning the things that we no longer want to keep as part of our society, as part of our collective, as part of our own programming. This could be very specific to you too, and it might feel very hard. It might feel very cold. It might feel lonely, and it might feel very like there's a lot of fear, like you're struggling with that, but it's all for the greater good. So let's talk about the cards individually. So the 6 of Pentacles is this card of generosity and community and helping people less fortunate. And so this is really the energy that I'm getting from this is we're coming together as a community, and we're understanding that collectively that we organize and become our best and our strongest when we are together. And so it's kind of this rallying against the less fortunate. It's this understanding that collectively helping each other is where we're going to stay strong, like just being strong within support of your neighbor, within support of your community, within support of people who are in need, the less fortunate. And the Queen of Swords energy is really giving this like no more bullshit energy is really what I'm getting from her. She is the queen of independent intelligence. So she thinks for herself, she knows things, and she understands how to discern in between truth and what are lies. And so she's working really hard right now in the collective, which I love. Hold on, let me pull that out. She's someone that has clear boundaries, direct communication. The sun just moved into this like spot right here, so I apologize, but I'm just going to keep going. She's about being objective, and standing really firm in her truth. And so this energy with this community support is really giving this like we are really coming to terms with what is actually true as a society, as a divine feminine, as a collective. And it's happening really fast. So the reason why it feels so chaotic is because it's moving really fast. Like we're moving through the timeline really quickly. And that's why things feel like they're constantly barraging you and you're like experiencing things over and over again. You're like, when will this stop? When will this stop? And it's really because we're moving so fast through this awakening, through this transition, through this expansion. And that's what I really want to like. I don't want this to be fear mongering, and I don't want this to be this like This is not about the experience of everything's going to shit, or we are living in a place of hell, or like everything feels like it's going, like it's deep and it's wrong. Because in order for us to get to the highest timeline, we have to flush out the things that are keeping us from getting there. So the limits, the timelines, the programs, the beliefs, the ideologies, like all of that that I had just talked about. So in order to do that, we have to make it rise to the surface. And when it rises to the surface, it's going to create conflict. And I think that that's what this like 5 of Pentacles energy is that like what you experience as being left out in the cold is the conflict that we really have to experience through this awakening. And the awakening is this the was what's happening between these 2 cards, which is agreeing that supporting the less fortunate, or being a community and a collective that relies on each other and doesn't divide against each other. That's the message I'm getting right now. Like, we need to focus less on division and more on coming together as a community with truth, with good boundaries too. That's what the Queen of Swords energy is she's logical, she's practical, she knows what's true and what's lies, and she has good boundaries, and she's direct in her communication. She doesn't sidestep anything. She's very honest, and she has clear boundaries. And so that's really what's happening collectively. Like, we are establishing the boundary of what we will not tolerate anymore, because we now can see what's true. We can now see what has been programmed and what we no longer want to tolerate. And we are coming together in support as this community. And that's why, and it's moving really fast. So that's why it just feels really chaotic. So I want you to close your eyes really quick. And if you have been feeling anxious, or if you've been feeling like, when is this shit gonna end? Or like you can't tolerate, or you can't go through any more like life altering or dramatic or hateful news, this is why it's so important to ground ourselves. Because the moment that we allow our nervous system to run away from us is when fear and control and programming will start to take over, because those are automatic. And what we need to do is we need to override in our own personal bodies and collectively what we've been running as an auto program this entire time. We are not left out in the cold, guys. I just want a follow-up card to the 5 of Pentacles. That sun is really in my eyes, so I apologize. Let me have a follow-up card to the 5 of Pentacles, please. I got two. I got a king and a queen. So right immediately, what I feel is like we are in this divine union of bringing the masculine and the feminine in balance. The Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. So we got this is intellectual power. This is all about truth, right? Clarity, authority, like real power, not false god. And the Queen of Wands is this independent, confident, self-assured, like passionate, determined badass. And so we are not being left out in the cold here. So if you feel like the universe is like going to shit, or like things are falling apart, just know that the purpose of that is for us to come together to support each other as a collective, because unity in the collective and with the divine feminine and the divine masculine, equal respect, equal support, equal balance, that's when things are going to feel like so much better. Okay, so going back to the nervous system thing, what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I just want you to bring your awareness into your body for the present moment. And I want you to take the biggest breath that you've taken all day. So really bring it in, like, and when you get to the top, what I want you to do is I want you to hold it there at the top for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let it all out. Let me pull it. Oh yeah. And what I'm focusing on doing right now is I'm focusing on trying to clear you of fear, anxiety, because those emotions will trigger fight or flight, and fight or flight shuts off your prefrontal cortex, and you need your prefrontal cortex to uh, make choices and decisions instead of reacting. And so, what we want to do in this entire experience of expansion that we're going through as a collective is to choose when to respond instead of reacting, especially if we're reacting from a trigger, from fear, from control, from programming, from anxiety. Because reacting is what keeps us small, limited, and easily manipulated. And being grounded and having nervous system safety and being able to acknowledge the information that you are receiving intellectually intellectually discerning what's true and what's not true, and then responding from a place of nervous system safety, groundedness, will allow you to expand into a higher timeline, into a higher reality, not only for yourself, but for the entire collective. The way that this works is that each person that can ground and expand their frequency will radiate out to the entire collective, and it will affect the people around you. And this is how we affect change on a global scale. And so I know that you probably feel like this is really a hardship that you're going through, and I want to be here to reiterate that you're not left out in the cold. Like, this is not everything going to shit. Like, everything is working out for the highest order, and if you maintain that belief and you maintain that truth and you maintain the boundary of not letting the messaging and the fear and the behaviors and the actions of false power affect you, then you can continue to expand into your highest desired reality. I promise you that. And the cards are showing that we are here really to bring together collective support, collective unity, to support our neighbor. This is all about coming together, really. It's all about becoming one, like shit, like helping the less fortunate is really this card, but I'm really getting this community and unity feeling from this, because when we can expand into helping the less fortunate, this is true Christ consciousness, this is true expansion, this is true higher timeline shit. Like, this is where we want to go individually and as a society, right? And so it feels chaotic. It's because we're going through it fast, and that's good. That's good, because the longer we drag it out, the longer we're going to have to experience this. And so just close your eyes, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spend a moment helping you breathe power into your sacral. So I want you to focus on the spot right above your navel, and I want you to focus it as a large burning orange light. And when you focus it as a large burning orange light, I want you to feel what that feels like inside of you. This is your power center, and we all have access to this all the time. You are not powerless. You have control and autonomy over your body, how you choose to behave, what you choose to allow and tolerate. Keep focusing there. And the boundaries that you set for yourself. Okay. I felt like that was really good. What I want to do really quick is I just want to leave you with some sense of safety and groundedness. So wherever you are right now, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to focus on your root chakra, which is the base of the spine, and I want you to imagine a large red light, and that's radiating at the base of the spine there. And when you do that, I want you to take another big deep breath in, and I want you to imagine that light that's filling up your entire body. And if you want, and you are seated, I want you to imagine roots coming out from the base of your spine, your buttocks, your feet, whatever, and imagine it creating this really strong root system for you. And in that root system, it's really anchoring you and making you feel safe and at home and connected. And I want you to feel all of that red light as warm and like a cozy blanket in your body. When it's reached the top of your head and you can't hold that anymore, go ahead and let it go. Let me pull. Oh, and you can use this exercise whenever you're feeling dysregulated. Breathing and imagining yourself becoming one with the earth is always great. All right. I feel like this was a really strong reading. I think the main message that I want to leave you with before I close out is that we are here to support each other, and we are now awakening to the truth of what is true, honest, real, um, and and we're moving through this timeline really quickly so that we can expand into the other side, and we're just coming into unity. I really do believe that. I really do. And I hold that energy, and I hope that I help you hold that energy as well, because the more that we can collectively hold the energy of everything is working out for the highest good, for best case scenario, then it will propel us through that timeline even faster. So if you enjoyed this, and if any of this resonated with you, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I always like to hear from the women in my community to see if they received, or if there's anything that's particularly resonant with you here. If you think somebody else in the collective will benefit from this, you can go ahead and send this over to them. Obviously, I'm doing this to help with generating more balance, support, love, freedom, purpose, expansion, confidence, identity, freedom, all of that within the collective and the collective consciousness. So the more that this is shared, the more I can help with that. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to drop them below, and like and subscribe if you want to come back. It was a pleasure connecting with your energy today, and I hope to see you back.